Amba, what was the other thing you said?
It depends if it's Meir Mom or not. If it's
Okay.
Mendy's mom or not.
Here goes.
Behavior, you're on video.
The Ba'al Shem Tov would, when he would travel, very often he wouldn't travel on the regular, as they say, Derech HaMelech, the main road. He would go, through the forest, and through side roads, and sometimes they would even go totally off road. Sometimes it would happen that the horses would actually stop themselves. Right, the horses would ride themselves, they would stop themselves, and that's how they knew that they were supposed to stop. So one time, the horses stopped in the middle of a field somewhere, and they get off to daven mincha, and then afterwards, the Ba'al Shem Tov digs a hole in the ground, and he pours in mashke, and he says l'chaim. And I believe they said a bracha. They said a bracha, and they said l'chaim. And the Talmidim who were with him didn't understand what was going on. So Ba'al Shem Tov said, "Let me tell you a story." There was once a very rich man who was looking for a chassan for his. He was very rich. He was looking for a chassan for his daughter, and he found a very big Talmid Chacham, very God-fearing man, and he eventually, Eventually, he passed away, and he left all his belongings, all his riches, to his. to his son-in-law and to his daughter, and he was a very rich man, and he would sit and learn, and he would learn. His wife would manage the shop, the store, the business, whatever it was, and and they lived. Now there was in the town that they lived, there was a priest, and this priest was obsessed with proselytizing, with missionary work. He tried to get that too, and he would and he would especially go after Yidden, and he would especially go after Yidden who were Bali Kisharon, who were talented and who were Talmidei Chachamim. We wanted to go after the best of the best. So exactly. Okay, so.
How much more?
So what happens? So he decided he's going to, and he hears about this. His name was well known. This Talmid Chacham.
His name was well known?
Yeah, he was a holy man. He was a big, he was a smart guy. And so he would go and shop in the store, in this whatever store it was they had, to buy things that he needed, also buy things he didn't need. He would just chat with this Talmid Chacham's wife. And he tried to become friendly with them. And one time, she told him, my husband's sick, and he ended up going to visit him, and he got to actually know him. He spoke to him, and he realized that this person is actually much, much more brilliant than he ever thought, and he also realized he was a very God-fearing Jew, and he had even more of a taiva of a desire to turn him. So the next time he got sick, I don't know how long that took, but he went to him and he said, "Listen, come to my estate. He was very rich also. This priest, come to my estate. I'll have a house for you there. The air is clean. You'll get better. I have a cook who shall make only kosher food for you." And he started to really, try to entice him, and he actually gave in. And in the book it actually says it was a ma'aseh satan, meaning it was really wasn't the right thing for him to do. But he, as they say in English,
big moves, right? Big moves.
Let's go, Brandon. Right? So he said, and the priest told told the cook to actually put in non-kosher meat. And as it says in Tanya, that when you have non-kosher food, it's mitam tamalev v'amoyach. And so this person, he started to lose his Yireh Shamayim, and eventually, with a lot of enticing and a lot of cajoling, they say cajoling, from the priest, he actually was convinced to convert, to be a mumar, as they say, and he actually just left his wife, Azoi, and he married the daughter of the priest.
Oh.
So he became he totally left.
flip the switch.
Yeah, and he was even more rich than he was before. Anyway, he was even richer than before. So one time,
Guys who like preach, you have a private plane.
one time,
Huh?
Some private islands with that Alito Express.
anyway, so one time he's walking in his garden and he hears that the person who's what do they call the watch guard of the garden, he hears him crying, and he's crying really bitterly. And he wants to, so he goes over to him and he asks him, "Why are you crying?" And he tried to give him all different excuses. This guy knew that it wasn't really a thing. And he started to press him and he didn't want to tell him. So he went on walking, but this guy kept on crying, the watch guard. So he goes back and he says, "You have to tell me what's going on." So finally he says, "Listen, I'm a Yid. I'm actually from the conversos, from the people who were Anusei Sfarad, right? The ones who from Spain. And I don't have any connection to Yiddishkeit, but today's Yom Kippur. Today's the day for Teshuvah, and so because of that, I'm crying." And he started to explain to him what Yom Kippur was, not knowing this person was from the creme de la creme. He knows everything. And he was talking so much and so bitter that he actually was ma'ir in this young man. He aroused him to do tshuva. And he started to cry. And he told him, he tells him the whole story. So the watch guard tells him, "Hello, you're a rich man. You can go anywhere you want. You can run away." So he said, "You're right." And he goes and he runs away and he goes back to Yiddishkeit. Yeah, he returned to his roots. Now, meanwhile, his Goyish wife, the priest's daughter, she's left without the husband. The last place she saw him was where? Next to this guard. She goes to the guard. She starts to press him. She doesn't let up. She doesn't let. You have to tell me. Tell me. Finally, he says, "Listen, this is what happened." So she was so inspired. She said, "I have to find out about this." She basically eventually also converted to Yiddishkeit. And now this guard is there, and he's like, "I don't understand." He tells himself, he's thinking to himself, I just made that 2 other people should go. What about me? I might not have money to like they do, but I can make my way. And he starts going, and he started traveling. He started from, as he went, he ate whatever he could. He made do with whatever he had, and he tried to make his way to a different country, because where he weren't allowed to convert to Judaism. It was illegal. So he wanted to go to a different place to do so. And he was secretly a Jew. He wasn't openly a Jew. So he was made his way, but on the way he passed away. And the Ba'al Shem Tov finishes and he says, "This is this man. This is where we spilled the mashkem, when we did l'chaim. That's where his body was." What happened? He went to Shemayim, and the ones in Shemayim who were the Meilit Yosha, how do you say, the advocates, the good advocates, they said, "Hello, that when a person has the kavanah to do the right thing, then it's as if he did it. So therefore, he should go to Gan Eden right away. He should go to the holiest place, because why? He had in mind to return. So therefore, it should be done. But the prosecutor said no, he didn't do it actually. So therefore, he shouldn't. Now, what happened? He had no place to go, and his soul was wandering. So Ba'al Shem Tov said, when we came here and we said l'chaim, when we made a bracha, we actually elevated the Shema and finally was able to go back. Anyway, that's the story. L'chaim, l'chaim.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming.
One second. Mandy?
I'm kidding.
Please, thank you.
I'd like to thank the Academy, my fans, and of course, my mother.
Subscribe.
Like and subscribe, and Levi Levertov just showed up. Holy crap. You guys on the bottom left over there, you'll see that like button. Smash it real hard. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Link in the bio.